Sometimes, listeners, we spend our lives trying to see clarity. We search for signs, patterns, outcomes, even. But think about it. What if clarity doesn't come through sight at all? What if it comes through feeling? It is a beautiful question, isn't it, listeners? Well, today on this episode of the Mindful Living podcast with your host Sana, we are exploring what it truly means to feel energy, to live life through sensitivity, intuition, and embodied awareness. My guest today doesn't just talk about energy, listeners. She lives it. As someone who experiences the world without sight, her connection to energy, intuition, and spiritual presence offers a perspective that challenges how most of us perceive reality. So, if you have ever been told you're too sensitive, or you struggle to explain the sensations that you feel, but you can't quite see, this conversation is for you. Because maybe sensitivity isn't a flaw, maybe it's a superpower waiting to be understood. So listeners, meet my lovely, incredible guest, Tera Ajeet. So Tera, welcome to the show, and I'm extremely honored to have you here with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And wow, that intro, I could not have said it better, I guess. Thank you.
Pleasure is all mine, Tera, and I'm really, really inspired because this is such a beautiful topic and also very, very relevant nowadays because I think among all this noise and this chaos, somewhere down the line we have kind of forgotten how to feel. So I think this episode is definitely going to be like a homecoming for all of us.
I hope so. Yes.
Super. Okay, so Tara, um you have said that you serve others not through what you see, but through what you feel. Now, how did that awareness first show up for you? I mean, was it something that you always trusted, you always knew, or did you have to learn to believe your inner senses?
All of that is true. Because when you are born blind as me, you are really relying on other senses than the eyes. Because when the eyes do not see physically, you have to trust on other senses like your ears, your feelings, your smell, your taste, and every all senses, and even better, the sixth sense that we all have.
Yes.
And it's for me also a journey of developing that because as a kid you exploring the world, and even I did, and everybody did some way. And it's a journey to start ahead with as an adult even more, because the time we live in is so visual. We all have, even maybe not ourselves, but we all have heard of the social media, the campaigns, the pictures everybody shares. Think for a moment, if you not see the picture, what will you know then? What
Yep.
will you know?
Nothing.
If you if you not see the picture, the image someone's sending you, and that's true because visuality plays a big role, and it's normal, eh? It's normal to rely on your eyes because what you see is true, and that's where the mind comes in. Because what you see is true is a thing that's coming from the mind, and the mind is very good in thinking, conclusion to, putting things to a conclusion, argue, protect, sometimes guides, but not always. The mind is always guiding you from a sense of protection. Oh, this is scary. We could better not do this. Oh, that picture looks dangerous. I could better not go to that place. That's what the mind does. All in your head. And for me, it was especially when I started to develop my spirituality, come across some very inspiring people in my life. And and I started to notice that I have always tried to fit in with others, try to do what others do. And I have a very good friend who always says, have you ever drawn within the lines?
Okay.
And that's a really good thing to think about, because I could not see the lines physically. So why should I fit in a system that not works for me?
Exactly.
And back to your question, yes, for me it was also a learning process to accept that, and it is still, because I'm still developing. And for me, relying on that sense of intuition is sometimes really hard, because there are a lot of thoughts and a lot of things that you must do in this life. You must pay your rent, you must, eat, sleep, that kind of things. But you can also make choices in that. If the work that you do does not feel good, or if the food that you eat does not do any good for your body, you feel that and you know that, but you do nothing on that, nothing will change. If you decide to follow that signs of, hey, this does not feel good. I have physical pains, or I feel stressed. There is something wrong there. And that's a clear sign.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful, Tara. And I think this part fascinates me because so you mentioned about intuition. Um so many of us override our intuition, uh, like trying to fit into
Hmm.
visible world. Um Sometimes we and this has happened with me as well, we try to ignore um the deepest nudges, um because for the fact that our mind tells us that, oh, no, 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 whatever you are seeing, that is the truth, or whatever you are hearing, or what senses, outer senses, they are true. This nudges, it's just a misunderstanding, or maybe you might be too crazy to think about it, in this angle. And what you are describing, Tara, I think it really feels like giving permission to live from truth instead of getting that, external approval or that validation.
Yeah, indeed, external validation. There's a lot where we rely on is external validation, because we are not valuable if we are not validated. Please, please, please open your window and throw that out, because that is not true. You are valuable. And I am learning this every day. You are valuable. And with every thing you do, with every step you make, you are that.
Mm, yeah. And Tara, um I mean, of course, this is very, very, in fact, it's kind of inspiring, but at the same time, like, you have turned blindness into source of intuitive strength. Um, do you ever get tired of people spiritualizing your experience? I mean, like, when people say, I mean, wow, you must be so enlightened because you are blind. And if yes, then how do you navigate that without letting it define you or overpowering you?
No, I don't get these comments very often, and that is because I am really in a process of showing it more to the world. And if you show it a lot, where there's light, there is shadow. People will react, and you asking for that, and that is okay. That is fine. That is what people do, and that's what minds do. Because I don't feel overrated or overpowered at all, um, and that's great. I think, because everything I do is for myself, and every reaction that I get, every confirmation that I get from people that said, "Oh wow, this reading was so great," or "Your words are so true," that makes me feel proud. Proud for them, proud for myself. But I am here to serve others. And yes, I am proud on the steps I have made, but to hear people confirming my reaction, the first thought of me was, "Oh wow, this person gets my message."
Yeah.
And that is where I am for here.
Hmm. I love that. I love that. And it's, I think it's a very, very important distinction. Very important distinction. Um and there are, some might say that when we focus so much on energy and intuition, it pulls us away from reality. Like, it makes us overly self-referential. So how do you respond to people, or even skeptics who see especially spirituality as escapism, or something which is kind of um woo woo?
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I get it. Um, I there is no spirituality without reality, because what's
Okay.
if spirituality was an escape, we were not here. We are not, we are not having this beautiful conversation. Um, Everything that you do and develop for your spirituality is one way or another related to reality, because this world is just so woven into, and it's reversed, because spirituality is so woven into this world, um this physical 3D world where we are sitting in now. And I can indeed, developing your spirituality can also trigger a lot of sensitivity. And that is for everybody different to handle that. Grounding is key. Grounding is key in every practice. If it is meditation or yoga or somatic dancing or singing, using your voice to mantra, to chant, grounding is key. And sometimes you will escape that, and I can absolutely relate to that feeling. But there are always people or things, or your pets, your animals, who will get you out of that. Yeah, because there are, for everyone, and I hope for every one of us, there are people or things or goals that need your attention. And yes, emotions can be hard, and sometimes life can be hard, But through your connection with spirituality and your intuition, you can guide yourself. And yes, I said you, because intuition is a part of you. It's not the intuition that guides you. You are the person who choose to take action. You could also choose to not do that, but then your situation will not change.
Exactly, exactly. And it is a very important part because I was having this conversation with another one of my incredible guests. Um it was a very interesting one because we were talking about intuition in leadership in
Oh, yes, beautiful. Yeah.
as an entrepreneur. And this one question that I asked her was that um is intuition that, like, it depends on like some people may have, they're very intuitive, some people may completely not have intuition. So is it like a god gifted, or is it like a skill that we have to develop? um and she said it so beautifully that we all have intuition. It's that, like, this muscle that
Mhm.
we have to, like, it's in there, we have to just uncover it. We just have to acknowledge and be aware that yes, we have this muscle, but we may have not used it. So
I totally agree. I totally agree on that. And um, it is this description of a muscle, training your muscles. Like you are going to the gym for your body, or go for a run, a hike, or whatever. You do that for your physical body. So why do you not do that for your intuition? And I will describe it as intimate relationship with yourself, because your intuition that is connected to, yeah, God, universe, higher consciousness, which name you use, it's all fine. It's all fine. Choose whatever resonates with you. Um, it is your best friend. And if you ignore your best friend, you will lose the connection. And by connecting regularly with that best friend, you will find each other even better and better and better. And every begin is hard. Every first steps are really resistant. But that is where your spiritual practice comes in. If it is a full sadhana, or just, hey, I'm living life. I'm having 4 kids in the house and running, cooking, cleaning. Even just the 2 minutes just before bedtime, where you sit on the bed thinking, what's happened today? Where am I grateful for? What have I seen? Is also a practice.
yeah.
It don't have to be 2.5 hours straight around sunset. It don't have to be like that. It can be easy. And sometimes it's making it easy will result in thinking, oh, but I'm doing this 2 minutes for 2 weeks now. Maybe I will make it longer, or I will more. And even I have days where I am thinking, I don't have time. I get run out by life. And that is normal, because as I mentioned earlier, this is so woven into this physical world. And then I find another time that day. Then I do one session in the morning and one session at the evening. Be flexible in your commitment, but not with your commitment. It's a very known sentence in my community. And it simply is, you are true to yourself, and you stay true to yourself, but you're not drop it. You're not totally drop that practice. I could even not imagine I'm doing currently a 1,000 days challenge. and I'm already 630 days in, I'm not even thinking about dropping it off my schedule, because then I will lose almost 2 years of practice.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful point where you can come if you want to, and it helps in every part of life. It can help in leadership, in your household, being a parent, a caretaker, or even as simple as a brother or a sister, or just a son or daughter, a child. It can help in every role you're playing. Yes.
I agree. I agree. And um, I think this is not about escaping reality, but it's about expanding it. And once again, as you gave the example of how we, like, for physical strength and appearance, how we go to gym, uh, wishing just for the fact that we cannot see it. So often in times we tend to be in like this disbelief that, it's not our intuition. It is something that it's not, it's nothing to be serious about. But I think that really, really brings us back to that idea that, it's not always what we see, but what we feel. That
Yes.
can also serve as like this guiding light, uh, this guidance for our paths, for our journeys.
Yes.
And before we conclude, Tara, when it comes to being highly sensitive, um, it's a gift, but then on the flip side, what about when it feels like, like a burden? Like, there have been times, when your sensitivity, it isolated you or made life harder instead of deeper.
Yeah. For me, developing your intuition is also developing your sensitivity, because
Mm.
these two are going hand in hand. Absolutely. And when using your sensitivity is great, but it can indeed also give you the feeling of, oh, I am so empty right now, or I am so overwhelmed, or in my ears are like there's so much pressure on my ears that I get a headache out of it. Yes, 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 yes. And that is, I will say, normal, but it is part of it. And for everybody it's different how to handle this, how to some people go out for a walk in nature, some people go for a swim, or go go to the gym to exercise, but to connect yourself to your body. This sensitivity is something that's interwoven with your intuition. It's something spiritual. You're like standing wide open, wide open, and
Yeah.
it's great. But you can all receive everyone and everything, and there is a part of the day where you like, okay, now we can close the door.
Yeah.
And the key in that is to connect to your body, even through exercising, through cooking. Give yourself some good food, good meal, and water. Drink water, a lot of water, or teas, whatever you prefer. It's different for anyone, because every body is different. My
Mm.
body is not functioning as yours, so that I cannot handle sugar is not that your body cannot handle that. You know? It's and it's so beautiful to experiment a little bit with that. Yes, there are, I guess, guidelines, Yeah, water is a big guideline. Good food is a big guideline. Your sleep schedule is a big guideline. Exercising, all keys to balance. Because when you do exercising the whole day, your body will be totally uptired. When you are cooking the whole day, you have another incident. It's all balance. It's all balance.
That's very well explained, Tara. So I think it's such a human experience. We want to embrace our gifts, but then um people would call it that, that's a kind of price that you have to pay. But they do cut deep before they heal. Um and the moments, or like in each every unique way that every one of us is embracing these moments, I mean, it's like a real form of emotional mastery, and it takes its own time. I mean, there is no stopping point in there that, okay, I have like I'm emotionally now, I've mastered it, I can control my emotions. I think it's a lifelong journey.
Oh, absolutely. Because when you are thinking you have mastered one domain, there will come another.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's great when you start to see that. The moment you start to see, hey, this thing is not repeating itself anymore. Hey, I can handle this situation very well. And then the day after you think, oh, this is a new one. And there we are again, and we're starting over. Yes, that is living the human experience. Yes. Yes.
Hmm. Great. Great. So, Tara, if listeners, they would like to connect with you, um, and they would like to share their thoughts about this conversation. They would like to check out your resources as well. Because um, you uh, have knowledge about tools like tarot or Kundalini yoga,
Yes.
Soul guidance. So, if they would like to get in touch with you, what would be the easiest way?
Yes, absolutely welcome. You can send me an email on info@teraajeet.nl, or you can find me on Instagram, Tera__Ajeet.
Brilliant. Listeners, what I'll do for all of you is I'll have all these details in the show notes. So just refer to them along with this episode on whichever platform you listen to your podcasts to. And also, I believe, before we wrap up, I think there's something beautiful about realizing that feeling is its own kind of sight. And today's conversation with Tara Jeet reminds us that awareness, it doesn't always arrive through our eyes, listeners. It can come through maybe the quiet pulse of intuition, the warmth of presence, or sometimes even with the whisper of the unseen. So, Tara, thank you so, so much for this beautiful conversation and really, really helping us realize the power of feeling.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and absolutely done with so much love and light.
Thank you. Thank you, Tara. And listeners, if this episode stirred something within you, take a breath and sit with it. Feel what your energy is trying to tell you, because sometimes what we can't see is what's guiding us home. And thank you to everyone for tuning into this episode of the Mindful Living podcast. Until next time, this is your host, Sana, signing off. Thank you so much.